Be it righteous or demonic cultivators, there were other external means to increase one's power besides the hard and arduous method of cultivation. Spiritual weapons, demonic treasures, spirit animals, demonic creatures, these were all external means but of significant importance. Spiritual beasts could be turned into demonic creatures or spirit animals. Righteous cultivators tamed them into spirit animals, while demonic cultivators tamed them into demonic creatures. The Blue Expanse City was taken by Hell Valley during the founding of the Tianyu Empire. As such, any cultivator wanting to get his spirit animal or demonic creature would have to obtain Hell Valley's approval. It had been a month since he left Luo Clan, and this city was his first destination, Blue Expanse City. This place was Hell Valley's domain. Just how Veiled Dragon Pavilion placed its guards in the Windgate, so did Hell Valley in this city. To avoid anyone recognizing him, Zhuo Fan put on a "Hold, where's your pass?" With a clank, 2 city guards crossed their spears before the man as they released their 6th-layer Qi condensation cultivation. Taking out a metal tablet with the serene character inscribed on it, the black-robed man let them see it. The guards nodded. Hell Valley used this as a pretext to set up a checkpoint half a mile around it to confirm everyone's identities, allowing entry to only those with a pass. But how could Zhuo Fan expose himself and offer himself up on a chopping block? So he killed 2 righteous cultivators outside, stole their pass, and waltzed right in. Hell Valley can only intimidate some shy disciples with this. You think this is enough to deal with a bold cultivator or a profound heaven expert? Zhuo Fan's mouth let out snide remarks as he walked on. As he walked, a black figure knocked into his chest. Zhuo Fan looked down to find a little beggar in shabby clothes. The little beggar's pleading voice, "Please, don't shout." Zhuo Fan frowned. Then, from his back, a group of 30 Qi condensation cultivators appeared. "Any sign of her?" "None." "What are you standing around for?" "Find her. If we don't find her, Master will have our heads." A steward cursed. The others only nodded as they scattered. Once they were gone, the beggar looked up with a relieved breath and patted his chest. "Scared me to death. I didn't think I'd make it, brother." The beggar was stunned for a second, then swooped in to block Zhuo Fan's path. He had a dark and dirty face but sported an extra big smile as he said, "Thank you for earlier. If it weren't for you." But Zhuo Fan kept walking. The beggar stood there blinking, then hurriedly caught up with Zhuo Fan. "Brother, did you come from outside the city? Can you take me outside, please? If you want to leave, do it alone. You don't need a pass to go out." Zhuo Fan dodged him. The little beggar's face was bitter as he bit his lip and sniffed twice as tears rolled down his cheeks. "Brother, to be honest, I stole from them. If they catch me, I'm a goner. Please, take me out." Smiling, Zhuo Fan eyed him, around 15-16 years old and a 4th-layer Qi condensation cultivator. "You're not weak for your age. There's no way a commoner can have such cultivation. Are you truly a beggar?" Zhuo Fan continued with a smile, "And even if you're sincere, why should I help you and offend a powerful clan?" Zhuo Fan then shook his head and walked past him. The beggar stood frozen in his spot, not knowing what to do. She didn't think Zhuo Fan was pragmatic. "I see no reason why I need to help you. Don't you want to go to the All-Beast mountain range?" the beggar shouted. Zhuo Fan halted his steps. "All who come here are looking to go to the All-Beast mountain range. What else is here? Visiting Hell Valley's cemetery?" The beggar was stunned by his words. This kid sure has an attitude. Isn't he afraid of being killed for cursing Hell Valley? "You'll have to wait for 3 months before going to All-Beast mountain range." Zhuo Fan stopped with a frown. "Why?" The beggar skipped to him with a smile. "Let me tell you, the diamond sand is about to come out on All-Beast mountain range. These past months Hell Valley sealed the whole mountain range for this precise reason." "Diamond sand?" Zhuo Fan was secretly overjoyed. The diamond sand was known as the blood of the earth, rare and difficult to obtain. It was used for refining 5th-grade spiritual weapons. But what made it even more valuable was that it was a flowing spirit metal, a perfect match for his blood infant. With a body refined from diamond sand, facing a profound heaven expert would be a cinch. Thinking of this, Zhuo Fan's eyes flashed with excitement. The beggar saw through Zhuo Fan and coughed as he raised his head with pride. "Let's make a deal. If you take me outside the city, I will take you to All-Beast mountain range. And when the diamond sand erupts, we can take advantage of the..." Zhuo Fan secretly snickered. There was no way Hell Valley didn't deal. The beggar raised his hand and winked. Zhuo Fan shook his head and slapped the beggar's hand. "Awesome. I finally found someone to take me out of this damnable place. Brother, what's your name?" "Zhuo Fan." "Ninga." Just when the little beggar was about to take Zhuo Fan to All-Beast mountain range, a yell echoed in their ears. Little beggar shivered, turning his head shyly. The young master ignored Shuo Fan and glared at the beggar with rage. You've caused enough trouble. It's time you return. Biting his lip, the beggar's eyes looked uncertain, but soon he came to a decision and stared back with a firm gaze. He dodged behind Shuo Fan with a yell. Brother Shuo, save me. This concerns our Shui clan. If Sir does not want any trouble, I suggest you leave. Shui clan was the #1 common clan in Blue Expanse City. It had a profound heaven expert as overseer. I didn't think this buddy had offended the Shui clan. Kid, what do you think you're doing? The young master bellowed. Shuo Fan snickered. From now on, she's under me. If you want her, you'll have to pass through me first. Absurd. Did you come to Blue Expanse City without even knowing of our Shui clan? Is our clan someone you can offend? Of course I know. Shui clan is Hell Valley's #1 dog in Blue Expanse City. You're telling me to ignore all those rare and amazing spiritual beasts on All Beast Mountain Range for a lame dog? The beggar was also angry and pushed Shuo Fan. Don't talk of Shui clan like that. Shuo Fan was stunned. I am venting your anger, yet you still blame me? The young master was about to explode from anger. Men, seize them. Shuo Fan attacked with disdain. His hand flashed red and struck with blood palm. So you do know a thing or two, kid. No wonder you're so smug. The beggar's eyes also bulged in wonder. The young master gnashed his teeth and jumped, shattering the stones beneath his feet. Then let me, Shui Gang, coerce Sir with my high martial art. Shui Gang. Are you Shui clan's young master? I heard your dad pampers you and you are to be the clan's successor. Are you afraid perchance? Shui Gang shouted. No, I just don't like annoyances. If I offend you here, my days in Blue Expanse City will be harder. It's best to shut all these people up for good and bring peace to my ears. Shuo Fan's eyes flashed with killing intent and shot forward. Such pressure from him squeezed at Shui Gang's heart. He never dreamed Shuo Fan would dare to kill him. The naked killing intent made his Yuan Qi slow down, even if he was 3 layers higher than Shuo Fan. With no time to lose, he punched. Blue lights shot like a tornado at Shuo Fan. Shuo Fan snorted in disdain and made a hand sign so that a red light flew right into Shui Gang's body. Shui Gang's body froze on the spot in panic. At this moment Shuo Fan towered over him. Seeing Shuo Fan's devious grin, Shui Gang felt like he was looking at a demon and his heart seized up for a few seconds. Shuo Fan's palm landed on his chest and Shui Gang spat blood as he flew into the air. His organs felt like they were burning and his blood vessels began to rupture, but the pain had yet to register when the demon approached. Shui Gang was so scared he was having a mental. Shuo Fan tightened the chokehold and Shui Gang felt his throat almost breaking. He could even hear his bones creak. He was on the brink of death. Besides agony, nothing else was felt. Stop. Just when Shuo Fan wanted to apply the last bit of force and send the young master to paradise, the beggar yelled. What are you doing? Aren't they your enemies? Even if they are, I don't want to kill them. The beggar cried. Why didn't you say so? But it's too late now. They are no longer just your enemies, they are mine too. The only ending for my enemies is death. Shuo Fan's hand tightened and Shui Gang's eyes bulged out. He wasn't far off from dying. If you don't release him, I won't guide you. Shuo Fan frowned. This was his first time seeing a person shed tears for their enemies. Shuo Fan made a sign and Blood Infant returned as he shrugged. Since you aren't scared, why would I be over some future inconvenience? He wiped the tears off the beggar's little face. Show the way, then I will take you outside the city, far from Shui clan. You baddie. Correct, I'm a bad man, but in this world, they are the only ones who can survive. The good guys have already left for hell. An hour later, a black figure appeared standing in Shuo Fan's previous position. The old man's beard shivered from rage at the sight of the guards on the ground. He noticed Shui Gang twitching on the ground, helped him up, and asked nervously, Ganger, what's wrong? Who did this to you? His wound wasn't heavy, only needing a month to heal. But his mind, however, had received a heavy shock. He was frightened so badly he peed himself. Ganger is a bold youth. Only a dreadful expert could have scared him to such a state in such a short time. No matter who it was, any who dared offend Shui clan in Blue Expanse City would have another thing coming. That's the path up the mountain. The beggar, Shuo Fan looked ahead and frowned seeing 30 bone-tempering guards. With his strength and savage moon, along with Blood Infant's help, it wasn't hard to charge through. But to do it without anyone noticing was the problem. Any noise here would attract the elder from Hell Valley stationed within. And since Shui clan's profound heaven expert was after him, he'd have a hard time coming out alive. Xiao Ning, where's the secret tunnel? Come with me, said the little beggar while sniffing hard. Shuo Fan felt helpless. Why is this kid more of a coward than a mouse? Ever since he saw what I did, He keeps crying from fear, even now. They were the enemies chasing you down, not your family. So why are you crying so hard? Who told him to agree to this little beggar's deal? He imagined that after he followed the beggar to the mountain, he'd be facing some ferocious spiritual beasts while the beggar kept crying at the side. This is it. When I was little, I often hide from my dad and play with my brothers in these woods. Zhuo Fan lifted an eyebrow as he inspected the cave and the surroundings. It was such a remote place that only a native would know of. All right, Xiao Ning. Go in first, I'll be right behind you. Suddenly, a loud shout was heard. Comment Ninga, stop. With a sound of the wind, a large figure blocked the two's path. The man looked like his pair of large eyes flashed with the explosive power of an expert. Peak bone tempering expert. Are you the clan head of the Shui clan, Shui Wanlong? Good eyes, Shui Wanlong praised. Were you the one who harmed my eldest son, Shui Gang? Indeed, Zhuo Fan smiled. He wanted to take one of my people. Sparing him was already kind enough. What, yours? Shui Wanlong was shocked and turned to the little beggar. The little beggar blushed as he hid behind Zhuo Fan. Dad. Just then, a yell was heard. A youth in white landed next to Shui Wanlong. I knew Ninga would be hiding here. The youth looked thrilled. He disregarded Zhuo Fan and flew to the little beggar. Bastard, this kid is way too cocky, treating me like air. Zhuo Fan struck like lightning and grabbed his neck. What are you doing? A fifth-layer chi condensation cultivator. He must be your second son, Shui Lin, right? Release him now, or you won't make it out alive. Shui Wanlong roared in anger. If I do as you say, you'd make sure I'm dead even more. Clan head Shui, no matter what grievances Xiao Ning has with you, he is my person. I only hope you will give up at this point. Don't. Zhuo Fan's hand squeezed and Shui Lin gasped with his tongue out, and you will have your son as a corpse. No. The little beggar shouted before Shui Wanlong could reply, grabbing Zhuo Fan's arm and begging with his eyes. Zhuo Fan was stunned. This beggar must have a screw loose. Why does he want to leave his enemies alive? Kid, what is your name? I am alone and am not afraid of your revenge. Nor am I afraid of telling you my name. It's Zhuo Fan. All right, Zhuo Fan. You want to protect him no matter what. Shui Wanlong pointed at the little beggar with a solemn look. She is mine, so of course I will. Good, then let's make a bet. You let my son go and take 10 hits from me. If you win, I will no longer care about him. What do you say? Squinting, Zhuo Fan considered Shui Wanlong's bet, then showed his manic grin as he threw Shui Lin away. Aren't you afraid I will break my word? Zhuo Fan sneered. If I want to kill him, you won't be able to stop me. Big words. Shui Wanlong was angry again. Here are my 10 moves. But before he reached Zhuo Fan, the later also charged. This puzzled him greatly. Even if this kid is a seasoned fighter, he can't fend off a bone-tempering expert. So why? He saw Zhuo Fan's hand shine and Savage Moon appear. Third-grade demonic treasure. Shui Wanlong was shocked and turned to the side in an attempt to dodge. But a red light darted out from Zhuo Fan, aimed at Shui Wanlong. Got you. Zhuo Fan grinned with killing intent, but just as Blood Infant was about to enter Shui Wanlong, it was repelled. As it bounced off, Zhuo Fan felt his blood stirring from his connection with it. His hand moved and he slashed with Savage Moon. His hand moved and he slashed with Savage Moon. The silver light trailed past Shui Wanlong's face. He turned back to see Shui Wanlong's chest flash, and shouted, second-grade defensive demonic treasure. Against such a defensive demonic treasure, his chi condensation Blood Infant was useless. He could only rely on Savage Moon in this battle. Shui Wanlong's jaw dropped in shock. He didn't foresee that a fifth-layer chi condensation kid would have such terrifying power. If he was a moment too late, his head would have been sent flying right now. Damn it. Is this kid a monster? Zhuo Fan stared at Shui Wanlong, thinking hard for a way to finish his enemy. Shui Wanlong was the same, yet his eyes seemed lost. Being stared down by someone weaker than me feels like I've lost all respect. He decided to rush for an attack and strike awe in this kid, but Zhuo Fan got ahead of him and ran for him first. Second move. Zhuo Fan's sudden action startled him, but soon recalled who he was. Moreover, only Savage Moon was a threat to him. If he paid attention to it, he'd be fine. It would be no problem lasting 10 moves. Seeing the silver light approach him, Shui Wanlong exploded with power and retreated. It could be said that he was being wary of Savage Moon, but he was even more afraid that he would end up making an embarrassing scene. Who the hell was strong and who was weak then? Shui Lin, who was thrown down, coughed twice then stared in shock. Dad, you were the one who brought up the 10 moves bet, not the other way around. Shui Wanlong's face froze. itching to run over and kick his son's rear real good. "Can you be even more oblivious? This kid's toy is sharp and you want me to play around with death." Xue Lin was ignorant of his dad's struggle and kept cheering. But Xue Wanlong's face was getting more and more ashen. With a manic grin, Zhuo Fan declared, "Sixth move." He sped up for another attack while Xue Wanlong was prepared to dodge. But this time, Zhuo Fan stepped lightly and turned into three figures. Three silver lights approached Xue Wanlong in a threatening manner from different directions. Xue Wanlong was startled. But as a peak bone tempering expert, he didn't lose his calm. He kicked the ground and made it explode. The force helped him dodge backwards, almost enough to escape the encirclement. The images dissipated. However, Zhuo Fan appeared from behind Xue Wanlong and cut past his ear. Low spirit ranked martial art, mystifying phantom step.